Hey guys, here making another video. The Fire Mecca owner posted a bunch of lies about me in a 60,000 person Facebook group. And then when they got caught, they doxed me. They posted my address. And after that, they went live on Twitch. And there they spread more lies about me, and then they told people from their Facebook, hey, I'm going live on Twitch to talk about these posts that you're seeing. And then, so one of the people that saw that on Facebook, and this was all public, uh, one of those people that saw that on uh, Facebook came to the Twitch, and then Corinne starts spreading lies about me on Twitch, and then one of their friends says something along the lines of, "This dude better watch out because Arizona is an open carry state, and people that care about Corinne open carry, so this guy better go away." And Corinne, when they read that comment and they look up and they say, "That's what I'm saying." So that is just one of some of the types of threats and attempt to silence me that Corinne has made. And the reason for that is because Corinne has a issue with um, being a horrible person in private, but they need to keep this public facade where they tell everybody they're so honest, they're so transparent. Don't you know I'm doing community building? But then in private, in secret, they libel people, slander people. They were talking to me about other people behind their back, other Fire Mecca affiliates, and there are other victims like me that I've been in touch with, and uh, there are other community leaders that know about this. When I contacted um, the Black Rock Rangers, they took action and made sure that Corinne was taken out of those Black Rock positions at least. So that's a start. The community here, um, with the flow community, needs to figure out and take steps to say, how do we keep this person, how do we keep the owner of Fire Mecca in our community, but protect other people from them doing this kind of thing. And so these are ongoing steps, and these videos are to make sure everybody knows what happened. Now, Corinne may be saying to you, don't talk to Dan, don't listen to Dan. So, Corinne is doing what is like a covert narcissist triangulation, okay? The thing that a covert narcissist cannot happen to them is they cannot be exposed for who they really are. Okay, they spend a huge amount of energy maintaining this public image. Okay, but the bad stuff that they do cannot be found out. That's why Corinne has freaked out so much. I'm going to be showing like some of the response, some of the threats, telling people to go away. Um, and you need to understand the reason Corinne needs people to go away is because they cannot, um, Corinne cannot have it found out um, that they said all this stuff and they did all this stuff. They're basically going to try to make sure that nobody knows that they did this. And as I've said many, many, many times, um, uh, I have not gotten an apology for having all these lies spread about me. They're really, really bad, and None of them are true. And I have gone through extensively here to show why none of them are true. Okay. And Corinne knows that none of them are true and has offered no apology and instead is going to continue to try to shut me up. And if you have been around this community at all, you know that there are other victims. I am not the only one. Okay. One of Corinne's first responses was to make this threat. I suggest you take this down since people also contacted me about your various restraining orders. First of all, there are no restraining orders, but secondly, this Corinne didn't expect to get caught, okay? And I suggest you take this down. Um, Now, it's like, I suggest you take this down or else, okay? Now, Corinne cannot let this information get out. Okay. They're trying to essentially like say, take this down or else, and thinking, I'm going to respond to something like this. They're thinking, oh, maybe I should shut up because Corinne's going to spread more lies about me. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, um, Corinne already got caught in so many lies. Their reputation is absolutely tanked. The only thing Corinne can do at this point is apologize for hurting me, apologizing for spreading lies about me. And we're going to go through some of those responses.
You don't understand how, what's the word? Cherished, priceless my energy is. That this is mine to do. That standing up for my friend, that I saw that Facebook post, it shows, Corinne, how deeply you messed up in life putting that post out there.
Yeah, and the thing is, so far, there is no understanding. Um, Getting no apology for messing up this bad, um, and I cannot emphasize enough, there are other victims, and if you have been around this community, this flow art community in Arizona for any length of time, you know that the owner of Fire Mecca has other victims. Everybody who's been around for a decent length of time knows there are other victims. We have to have a conversation about how can we have community, and include people like the owner of Fire Mecca and still keep people safe. Corinne is going to go on a couple narrative arcs. One of them is the silence arc, meaning don't talk to Dan, shut Dan up at any cost. They cannot let this information get out. It's the same way that a company that has like a whistleblower come out. It's the same way that when a whistleblower like exposes something bad about some company, and let's see these images. It's the same way that when there's a whistleblower about a company and the company wants to shut them up. The company is not trying to shut up the whistleblower because the whistleblower is spreading lies. The company is trying to shut up the whistleblower because the company did something bad and they do not want it to get out any further. I mean, the idea that like this one single YouTube channel is the only YouTube channel that can even post any of this stuff, like, is kind of insane. Um, the like, it's possible that there are other podcasts to go on. It's possible that this YouTube channel that you're watching right now is not the only YouTube channel that this type of, like, covering what Fire Mecca did to me will be talked about. Um, Corinne needs this to go away because they messed up and they are not apologizing. How you have someone in a community who cannot um, take any responsibility for the things that they did and are terrified of transparency. Okay. Um, the reason Corinne cannot be transparent is because everything that they have posted and everything that they have said is lies.
His Facebook post where he's like, this woman's trying to tank my reputation. I don't know what to do. Here's my side of it. Here's my screenshots proving her wrong on his Facebook, right? You posted his face with lies in a place where people collect creepy men, go to see where creepy men are.
I mean, this one doesn't even go over what Corinne did after this, posting my address.
Right? And about an autistic guy. Corinne.
Corinne never thought in a million years that doing this really, really bad behavior that anyone would find out. Their other victims have, who knows what Corinne, like, you know, said to them to shut them up. And there are other people who have been listed as leaders who know about this, who at this point have chosen to do nothing. If Corinne is threatening you, if you talk to me, you can talk to me and, like, your name won't get out there. Notice that I have protected other whistleblowers' names that want to remain anonymous. Okay. However, choosing when the people that I know what happened, and I have text messages now, choosing to protect an abuser and silence victims may not be a very good look. And the thing is, I can't choose for you, like, how you decide to behave. That's up to you. I like to think that people, like, have a moral compass and know what the right thing to do is, but at the end of the day, that's not up to me. I mean, whether you choose to do the right thing or the wrong thing, um, like, in some sense, it's not even about, like, doing what's right or wrong. It's it's what you do. It's what you choose to do, and then, we can let the court of public opinion, like, decide whether it's right or wrong. Like, if that's the way you want to go with it. Um, what else? This is a little bit quiet, but I'm sure if you listen, you can hear it. Turn up the audio all the way.
We stopped being friends. I woke up from a dead sleep the other day and was just like, something doesn't feel right. And I noticed that, like, not only did he unfriend me, but the woman that he used to, like, rant about, like, just rant about, she hasn't posted anything since he unfriended me. And my friend's cat went missing around the same time. So the criminologist in me that went to, college for this shit went, I don't feel right about this. I don't want to look at it.
Corinne woke up from a dead sleep, according to them, had a bad feeling because I had unfriended them months ago. Months before they said this.
I started by sending a message to the woman and just saying like, "Hi, how's it going?"
So we need to talk about how do we have a safe community when, number one, we have people who will not participate in transparency, will not have conversations. You cannot have a community and you cannot have safety if you do not have transparency and you do not have people who will have conversations. Those things don't go together. That is not how you have community. If you have people that, when wrongs are done, like as if it doesn't need to be mentioned, like imagine wanting to be part of this community and like if you can't tell, I have receipts for everything and there are receipts I have not yet shown. I'm hoping for the best here still. And, maybe that's my mistake of hoping anyone involved in any of this, the, the people that I've met over the past year and a half in the flow community, there's a few, like one of the other victims I talked to, like there's a few with a moral compass. Maybe I'm stupid for thinking like anyone in this flow community has a moral compass, but you can't have a healthy, thriving community with no basis for morals. Because here's the thing: do you want to be a part of a community? Like, imagine if there's some kind of assault, like the assault that already happened to me that nobody's doing anything about. Imagine when there's an SA situation in this community and you could get told, well, that's just how this person is and we don't do anything about it. You could be told maybe you should leave and go find a different hobby. As long as no one is going to do the right thing, like, that's why I'm talking about this. And bad people want me to be quiet. Okay?
We've never met. I just want to know if you're okay because I heard a weird conversation. Weird is a mild word for that. Yeah, weird is a mild word for that indeed. And she hasn't responded since Friday. Now we're not connected on Facebook, so I might be in some filtered folder and she just hasn't seen it, and that's fine. But I ended up posting in this group. I'm not even going to name the name of the group, but like I said, it's for females.
That's okay. I'll name the name of the group. I don't have a problem with transparency. There's one person here who has a big problem with transparency, and there's another person who doesn't. Now, I want you to think about, you have someone who wants to do silencing, who gives threats, Be quiet, or I'll spread more lies about you. Be quiet, or else. And you have another person who is desiring transparency. Think of all of the corruption: government corruption, corporate corruption, military corruption that you've ever thought about. Understand that there are, when you think about that stuff, think of, like, for example, like government secrets that have caused problems. Okay, now in this case you have one person going towards silencing. They're probably saying things like, don't talk to me, don't look at this channel. In fact, I can share the other channels that people don't know about where these same messages are going out. And like sometimes those videos can be put on private for a long time and then they can be switched to public. Okay. Now, there's been no apology for anything of what's been done to me. No conversation. You can't have safety without transparency. Narcissists need this triangulation, okay? They're going to spread rumors about someone over here, and they're going to spread rumors about somebody else over here, and they're going to badmouth someone over here. Now, there is a way to have some redemption. There's two ways, and I will I'll talk about that. I don't know why I have to be the only person that wants to protect victims so far. Um, if you're watching this and I've talked to you about this, like I I guess I already said I can't. You're gonna make the choices you want to make, but the text messages are already there. Your decision to um, do what you do is will obviously say a lot about who you are, and it's like this the evidence of who you are. Like, I can't like decide that for you, of you know of what you do. Only you can. So what else happened?
With no evidence for the lies you made up. You've had 4 months of him unfriending you and you not noticing, and you felt an ick about a cat going missing from 4 months ago, so you jumped to conclusions and posted it. You take down your stuff and I'll take down mine. You should absolutely take down your stuff, Corinne. And he should leave his up because this is his story. But you know what? He's a good guy. He's a kind guy. He absolutely apologized to you several times for you having a feeling of him having pushed a boundary, or you know what I mean? Like, which none of those things were him pushing a boundary. None of it was him in the wrong. He still apologized because it's the kind of person he is.
Yeah, you have to have transparency if you're going to have any hope of having any community. You have to have transparency if you have any hope of having any kind of any kind of safety.
And so people with personality disorders do not change very easily. They have rigid thinking patterns, they have rigid reaction patterns, and they are not good candidates for psychotherapy. because psychotherapy requires someone's ability to be conscious of having a problem, a form of what we call cognitive dissonance, feelings of discomfort and anxiety, guilt, sadness, or whatever is what I would call a negative or bothersome feeling that eventually pushes someone to want to solve it. If you have a personality disorder, you don't get there because you feel justified for how you treat others. You tend to feel like you're the victim and the person that claims to be hurt deserves it. If you are a codependent and you are in a relationship with a pathological narcissist and you want to set a boundary or terminate the relationship, it will never go easily.
So understand, like, I set a boundary. I went no contact to terminate the relationship. And this is Corinne's response. Okay? If we're going to have the owner of Fire Mecca in this community, we need to have an adult conversation about how we have them in our community. I mean, it's crazy feeling like I'm the only adult in the room here. But, you know, just give it time. People will understand. Like, if you haven't woken up to this yet, like, one person is trying to silence and one person is trying to be transparent.
If you're in a relationship with a pathological narcissist and you want to set a boundary or terminate the relationship, it will never go easily. If you finally decide to set a boundary, such as end a relationship, or if you have been silent and afraid of setting boundaries for good reason, because if your partner is a covert narcissist, which is a subcategory of NPD, or sociopath, or ASPD or BPD, they're going to hurt you, whether it's subtle, emotional, verbal abuse, or very in your face, active physical abuse. And they're
So, like, Corinne's response to me going no contact was this, spreading nasty, nasty lies. Then there was, take this down, or else I'll tell more lies about you. There's cases where people questioned Corinne and like they basically told them to go away. How dare you question me? Kindly fuck off.
there's no way around it. So if you set a boundary such as wanting to leave or finally hold the narcissist accountable, there will be a reaction. And
conditions them to do whatever they can on a daily basis to prevent them from having these outbursts. Yet people who only know their public persona have no clue this is who this person really is.
Thing is, there are people in this community that do know the history, before I ever moved here. And not only did they not warn new people about all the other victims, but now that there is a new victim, they are trying to just sweep it under the rug. Like, now I know, like, why there are so many victims. And if the leaders in this flow community keep acting this way, there will be more victims. If Corinne has threatened you, like, let's talk. I will keep your name silent if you want to share that stuff. If Corinne has not threatened you and you're just participating in the sweep this under the rug stuff, and I've talked to you about it and you know who you are, like, you might get on this channel, Or you might get on other channels, maybe like podcasts or something. Like, I can't control how you act.
Another fact that most
The public persona part is why Corinne freaked out so badly, because they've got to hold up this certain public persona and nobody can know all the bad stuff that's really happening behind the scenes. They're not used to getting caught.
people would be shocked to know about this narcissist is that they are famous for utilizing scapegoating and blame shifting to manipulate and control the people in their lives. Publicly, these covert narcissists appear to be reasonable problem solvers, but behind
It's like, we already know that Corinne is going to go on a massive I'm the victim arc, okay? Because they already did it. Watch the other videos. It's already been covered, so just say it again. When this happened, they just went on I'm the victim. Like, here's a great example. Corinne posted this publicly on their Facebook page. I've already shown the screenshots. Now I'm making this up. So Corinne participated in online bullying, which there was an investigation by the Black Rock Rangers, and they got their Black Rock Ranger like thing removed because of what Corinne did. Then Corinne went on Facebook complaining that, oh no, this was, yeah, on Facebook, and in a paraphrase, they said, and the screenshots are in the other video. They, in a paraphrase, Corinne says, I lost my Black Rock Ranger volunteer position because of because this guy shared screenshots that I wrote, which is false. That is an inability to take responsibility. The reason Corinne lost their Black Rock Ranger volunteer position is because of what Corinne did, not because of what I did. You notice? Are you seeing this yet? You cannot have a healthy community if you have people who can't take any responsibility for the things that they do wrong. Now, so far, Corinne has a very a strong pattern of that kind of thing, and the refusal to send me an apology is just showing that pattern more and more and more. And as Jubilee said, Corinne doesn't understand like how they went on. Corinne doesn't understand how they went on business page, their business Twitch account. They've got their business stuff all over their profile. They use their business YouTube account to spread lies about me. Like, look at this. I retract absolutely nothing, they say. Posting my full name. This is the second doxing. Look at this. Corinne doesn't understand. Like if the other thing is, like, if you are friends with Corinne, like, you may be afraid to talk to them because you know, like, how dangerous they can be. But, like, the inability for Corinne to, like, have anybody who to help them understand, like, how big of a mistake they made. Like, there's like little mistakes, and then there's like really, 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 really big mistakes. And like the way to make them go away is to acknowledge that they've made the mistake and apologize to the people that they've hurt. I mean, another thing with this is there's like hurting me, which like they can talk, they, they can send that apology, but like when the other victims come forward, it's just going to get harder because now they're not only going to need to apologize to me, they're going to need to apologize to those other people too. And like right now, like if Corinne like really is like this 10 out of 10 narcissist, like right now, it's already hard to admit you've done something wrong and make an actual proper apology where you say, hey, you say the person's name, what you did wrong, and why it was wrong, and you're not going to do it again. Like, I've already gone over the whole, like, I went through a website that was like how to give an apology. Like, little kids learn this kind of stuff. Um, like, make it easy. Like, just get to the point where you're giving one apology, for goodness sake. Like, when the other victims like come forward, you're going to have 2 apologies, 3 apologies, 4 apologies, 5 apologies, 6 apologies. Like, how many apologies do you want to make? Like, maybe just keep it like at 1. um, like, clearly Corinne doesn't understand like that they've messed up.
Behind closed doors, they are anything but that. They, like all narcissists, want to always escape any form of accountability or responsibility for anything they view as negative.
Ring a bell? Ring a bell? I don't have to show any evidence, Corinne says. If you're watching this, and especially like if you're in any of these communities, I've asked for apologies for all the lies that Corinne spread about me, um, almost every time I talk about this. Um, every once in a while, Corinne has dropped in a little "I'm sorry," but it's not a it's always about the thing. So Corinne just wrote to me. I'm going to paraphrase. "I'm sorry that I ever met you." And instead of saying, "I'm sorry for what I did to you," the narcissist can only feel sorry for themselves. So the reason Corinne is sorry that they met me is because they were able to shut up all their other victims. For the first time, they met someone who has the ability to speak for themselves. And my guess is that all the other people that they've done this to, they were able to do it in, just through all this hearsay, word of mouth. And it was always like, like, believe me because I'm such a big victim type of thing.